Hello, gem hunter. Have you ever thought about finding a diamond? What if I told you how? Would you believe it is possible? Well, it's not an easy task, but it is possible, as long as you do what I'm going to teach you in this video, because to find diamonds, you should never start by looking for them directly. First, you have to find two sources of diamonds to find out if there is a possibility of finding diamonds in your area. And that's what we're going to talk about in today's video. So stay tuned, because I'm going to show you a very common rock in different parts of the world that may have diamonds in it. And to be more specific, this rock usually has an ugly, opaque, and rough appearance, much like an ordinary stone. And that's why a lot of these rocks go unnoticed by people who haven't seen this video. In other words, anyone who doesn't know this rock would throw it away without a second thought, not knowing that this rock may contain intact diamonds, and you may have seen many of them around. It is a common rock that is relatively common in the United States, Canada, Australia, India, and Africa. This rock is little studied because few people know of its existence, which is why you're going to find out how to identify it in nature. What's more, I'll show you how this rock with a diamond attached can be worth much more than a single diamond. This has led to many gem dealers scamming unsuspecting tourists to take advantage of this. As usual here on the channel, you can really learn all about the world of gemstones and natural minerals. So let's talk about this stone that might have diamonds in it. To make things even better, you should know that it's not just diamonds that can be found inside these stones, as in addition to gems, there are some metals that can be trapped, including gold and chromium. These stones are actually rocks and are called conglomerates, and it's a fair name because it's not just one rock, it's a collection of different rocks, stones, and minerals fossilized in one place. But how can such a rock contain diamonds? Well, it happens during the formation of these rocks, which is very interesting and will help you look more closely when you see these stones in nature, whether in rivers or in the middle of boulders scattered around. As we've explained in other videos here on the channel, the most common rocks in which we can find diamonds are kimberlites, known as the primary source of these minerals. These are actually cooled and hardened lava that was ejected from the Earth's mantle millions of years ago. Diamonds, on the other hand, are formed in the same region of the Earth known as the mantle, where the pressure and temperature conditions are strong enough to crystallize carbon atoms into diamonds. For this reason, when this lava comes out of the depths of the Earth, it reaches the surface of the Earth's crust through supervolcanic eruptions. These diamonds formed in the Earth's mantle end up being ejected along with this lava, as well as other minerals such as garnets and dicides. Once kimberlites are exposed on the Earth's surface, conglomerates begin to form where there is a lot of running water, including rivers and seas. In turn, the force of the water and the pressure of the continuous flow ends up diluting the rocks and minerals, binding the particles together into a kind of natural cement, composed mainly of limestone powder, iron oxide, and silica, which ends up binding together various other rocks, particles, and minerals, like a mass of concrete. Over time, these stones coalesce into a single rock in nature. This is the main difference between kimberlites and conglomerates. Kimberlites are the primary source, while conglomerates are the secondary source of diamonds anywhere in the world. Therefore, if you want to find diamonds in nature, you must first look for kimberlites or conglomerates scattered in your region. Note that it is not very difficult to identify these two rocks. Their appearance can be quite peculiar and sometimes very strange. This is because they are composed of several stones of different sizes. Even precious stones that have been carried down rivers over time can come out of kimberlites and end up trapped in conglomerates. Like a diamond, for example. And here's how it works. Diamonds that have already come loose from their kimberlite matrix rock will wander around in nature until you find them. Now, don't be fooled. Many people criticize the videos here on the channel, but please note that what I'm saying is that there is a chance that you will find a valuable diamond as long as you know where and how to look. In terms of odds, it's easier to find gems than it is to win the lottery. So it's best to take up this therapeutic hobby that keeps you in touch with nature, because it could be your lucky day. Imagine finding a diamond worth millions of dollars. That would be great, wouldn't it? This is why many minerals such as rubies, sapphires, and diamonds are found in rivers, because over the years the force of the current pulls these minerals farther and farther away from their parent rock. And sometimes they end up being cemented in place by natural conglomerates. And that's why you can end up finding diamonds and other gems in these ugly stones. It's usually easier to find rolled quartz crystals. But we can also find other stones like garnets, rubies, and sapphires and gold. And the long-awaited diamond. Right, but now that you know what these stones are, you're probably wondering where to look for rocks that might contain diamonds. And the answer is easier than it sounds. In fact, these rocks can be found in many places in nature. They are also very common all over the world, especially in rivers, streams, and small hillsides. These were once alluvial deposits made up of different gravel sediments. So if you ever come across such a rock, full of different stones stuck to it, you know you found a conglomerate. And there may be diamonds and other precious stones. But in general, no matter what region you are in, you can find these stones in rivers. But if you find them somewhere dry, know that there was once running water there. In the United States, in the state of Arkansas, several diamond conglomerates have been identified in some of the region's rivers, as well as all around Diamantina. In this region, several of these rocks have been found with diamonds in them. I don't think it's difficult to identify a rock as a conglomerate. And I think you may have even seen some of them around, haven't you? And perhaps your question now is, but how do I know if there's a diamond in a rock like that? Well, my dear, you have to open it. Besides, as I said before, if diamonds were easy to find, they wouldn't be so valuable. It may be easy to identify a conglomerate, but you may have to look hard to find one that actually contains diamonds, to find a diamond in a conglomerate of rocks. But why is it so hard to find a diamond in a conglomerate? Well, there are two reasons. The first and most obvious one, it's that diamonds are rare stones. So you have to be very lucky to find one by chance, even if it's possible. And the second part, it's hard to see a diamond in a stone like that. Imagine holding a conglomerate in your hand, and there's a real diamond in it. Would you be able to recognize it just by looking at it? Well, if you don't know, a diamond is not always found as white and shiny as you might think. It's usually found like this, in these grayish and even black colors. It can be irregular, it can be very small. There are many possibilities. There is also the possibility that the diamond is inside the conglomerate and not visible from the outside. Then you have to break it up to find out if there really is a diamond inside. That's why it's worth learning how to identify diamonds in nature, isn't it? And how to do the necessary tests to find out if it's real and which minerals indicate the presence of diamonds. These are called diamond satellites. In other words, once you've identified these satellite minerals in your area, it can be even easier to determine if the conglomerate you found might contain diamonds. Having the right clues will greatly increase your chances. But to help you with this, I'll leave you with 2 videos at the end, where I explain just that. Teaching you how to spot the signs of diamonds around you, how to spot the diamond itself in nature, and also how to do home tests to find out if your stone is actually a real diamond. But if you're thinking that it's impossible or very difficult, you should know that most of the diamonds trapped in conglomerates have been very little explored, mainly due to logistical difficulties, as our planet is very large, and for this reason it is almost impossible to explore all the places where diamonds can be found. Not only that, but because of their rarity, some pieces of diamond conglomerate can be sold to collectors in their raw state. In other words, many people want to have the conglomerate with its diamond intact. And so the rough stones set in their matrix rocks are valued higher than the diamonds themselves. For this reason, many people have started to counterfeit conglomerates, simply by gluing small pieces of rough diamond onto some random conglomerate. In some isolated cases, unsuspecting tourists have been surprised by fake pieces. The diamond conglomerates are worth more than the diamonds themselves. Some pieces are even sold with more than one diamond, or together with another gem or a small piece of gold. This would be very difficult to do in reality, but if you watch the videos here on the channel, you already know how things work in the world of gems. So if you like gems, be sure to check out our digital gemology book for beginners at the first link in the description. Also, to learn how to identify diamond indicators in your area, just watch this video appearing on your screen now. Thanks for liking and subscribing. Good luck, Gem Hunter.